Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is FPV Wine and today's a little bit different. I am going to do something that is kind of originating from skate wine. This microphone has been with me since 2015 doing skate wine. This video is for entertainment purposes only. So anyone that thinks that any of this is genuine or gets upset with any of my comments, this is going to be an FPV wine. I'm going to complain about three things that annoy me about FPV. I love FPV. FPV is amazing. I love the community. So to the 10%, the 1%, the 0.5% that don't have a sense of humour, there is a back button, and there is people like Captain Drone, who doesn't do jokes and generally just goes through things very mildly and entertainingly. Love Captain Drone. Shouts Captain Drone. Three things that annoy me. I'm going to play my woods flying from the other day behind me. Number one, what annoys me about FPV? Number one, I remember when I first got into FPV, seeing loads of videos and people putting logos all over their stuff. If you're not sponsored, don't put unless you really love the company, don't put logos all over your social media feeds. It just looks desperate and I hate it. And it's coming from skateboarding. As a sponsored skateboarder, you don't need to put all those logos over your footage. I just want to see your FPV footage. That's all. I just want to see you flying. Stick to your flying. I don't need all those logos in front of your footage. Unless you are, what is his name? Unless you're someone like FPV Patrick, who is sponsored, put your logos all over your stuff then. Don't mind. But if you're not sponsored, maybe you like the company, I'll let you off. But just don't put logos all over your drone footage. I just want to see your beautiful drone footage. I don't need to see any brands over the top of it. So number one, logos. Got that out of the way. Again, I'm just joking. If you put logos all over your stuff, keep doing it. It's rad. It's just a joke. Number two, coming in at number two, is thumb footage. Now, I'm moaning about this, but actually I'm a convert. But when I first got into FPV, I used to absolutely hate seeing thumbs at the bottom. It really irritated me. Stop doing this. It's so annoying. What I thought was funny when I went to FPV Drone Fest UK is I didn't recognise anyone, because drone footage is usually what's in front of the drone and then people's thumbs. It's almost like going along to a festival and being like, could I just see your hands, so that you're that guy on social media that I've been following. Right, I didn't realise, because I never see your face. All I see is your thumbs and what you're flying around. So every now and again, it would be brilliant for people to do a video like this with their face in front of the camera. Like FPV Patrick. Get to see his face. If I ever see him at a drone festival, I'll recognise him straight away, because he gets in front of the camera, which is great. Number three. What was number three? I can't even remember what number three was going to be. It's not number three, but another one that I absolutely hate is people that, I don't know whether this guy's actually got a shop. I think this guy's got a shop, actually. I think I've just followed someone who's a shop, but he might get an unfollow. I just don't really care about products. I just care about flying and get inspired by flying. And I'm not a product head. I just want something that can go up in the air. I don't really care too much about the details of what motors it is or things like that. So yeah, shops on Instagram, I don't care. And also this is a difficult one, but sometimes photos of drones, these are my drones. Bit boring. I don't care really. Again, not number three, but I do absolutely dislike, unless it's really inspiring, anything from DJI, like DJI Mini to DJI Mini 3, Mavic. It's not for me, that content. Although now looking at this one's quite nice. CN Tower. However, yeah, I do follow a couple of people with minis with the DJI footage, and some of it I think is very inspiring, a lot of it not. I was just about to say this one, and it's Unmanned Tech, and it's an advert for products. I just want to add in, I'm actually a convert to thumbs now. I understand two reasons why I love it. One, but being a beginner and seeing what people are doing and how they're moving their thumbs is actually really helpful. And two, it's really good use of portrait social media videos, because you can't put the whole video in of your drone. So to make it a little bit smaller, you can put your thumbs down the bottom. So whoever did that first, I'd love to know. Whoever started that, leave me a comment. They need a clap. My number 3 pet hate, which actually is just generally social media, not just FPV, is when people point out how many followers they now have, or if they're... I saw one person, sorry if it's you, that was saying, going to post till I've got 25,000 followers, going to keep posting this until I got... Stop that. On that note, 750 subscribers, going up to 1,000, so if you want to get subscribed and maybe send me a coffee donation. That'd be amazing. If you do like the content, please give me a like and a subscribe. And if you really, really like the content, please consider donating to fpvwine@gmail.com and chuck me a coffee, which helps so much. Massive shout outs to FPV Scurvy and Matthew Waite for sending some coffee donations over. So thank you guys, helps a lot. So number 3, yeah, people going on about their likes, follows and subscribers. I just want to see your content. Don't do a post, don't do a hard post about how many likes, follows and where you're trying to get to with your followers. Because it's an obvious one. You're on social media. Another one outside of this is people on Instagram and social media in general. Another one in general is when people come online and say, "Oh, your footage is really shaky." I've had that a couple of times now. The first one, a few people on Instagram may know about. I did a post of my DVR footage, which was shaky because it was DVR footage. I didn't stabilize it in DaVinci Resolve, and someone was complaining about it. What I find funny is that there's so much stuff out there that is stabilized. Even the DJI O3 Air unit has inbuilt stabilization, and obviously you can use gyroflow. I'm not having a go at stabilized footage. I think stabilized footage is fine, especially for cinematic purposes. When I fly freestyle now, I try and not use stabilized, and actually I think it looks a lot better when it's not stabilized, in my view anyway. All the footage that I've got going on behind me is unstabilized. So I do find that one funny. I did post my drifting to Reddit and a guy kept going on about, "Oh, it's shaky, you need a better PID tune, you need a better PID tune." He's just trying to help me, but I don't need a better PID tune. I just find it hilarious. I managed to get out there, do some filming of drift car racing, get signed off by the organiser to do it within 6 months of me flying FPV, and someone's complaining about it being slightly shaky. Which I think I had stabilisation turned off actually on that. Apart from the O3 unit. The O3 unit would have been stabilised on my drift car footage. So that's funny. Drift car video coming soon about that day. I wanted to do a day going over that and how I got into the event legitimately to do some filming of drift car racing, which TikTok flagged as encouraging illegal activity. Don't you just love social media? Yeah, so that's three things that annoy me about FPV. Another one I just thought about is I've had a couple of comments online about how to improve. And I find this funny coming from skateboarding because I've obviously been skateboarding since I was 11. I'm now 36. So I've got 25 years of skateboarding knowledge. And when I see someone new, I really want to help them. And I really want to encourage them and tell them how to do something. But I find it hilarious in anything when somebody might not actually have... And I've seen it in skateboarding, someone who can barely drop in and they're teaching them how to do a trick that they can't do. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? Or chick, what are you doing? You can't do that anyway, and you're telling a newbie person how to do it. And that's what I found in FPV as well, is there's been a couple of people that have been like telling me how to do something. For instance, drift car racing, just going to a drift car race and filming it was amazing. And I had someone, thankfully, I am thankful for the comment, but I had someone comment, "Oh, you should try it in the sim first. You should try it in, there's a couple of sims out there you can try following drift cars." I'd already done that, and fairly simple, fairly easy to follow a drift car on a simulator. Totally different story in real life. Totally different story, especially with things like PID tuning, wind, the size of your drone, how big the GoPro is on your drone. When it's a 3.5, you definitely shouldn't have a 3.5 inch drone with a full-size GoPro on top. Rob Ayton, FPV Wine, that's me. Lots of things to take on board IRL. So my first ever drift, it's going to be different to being in a simulator. So advice, I think it must be like when a girl skater goes to a skate park and all the guys try and help her. She doesn't need help. She just wants to skateboard. And there's guys there like, "Oh, you can ollie higher by putting your foot here." I think some people sometimes just want to be left alone. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this different styled FPV whine. It's kind of going back to my roots of skate whine, WHINE, a bit of complaining, bit of moaning, bit of British humour. If you didn't get it, I apologise. If you did get it, like and subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 followers. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll put a load of logos over the top now as well, just to add to the effect. Shout outs to GemFan, shout outs to Hobby RC, shout outs to Unmanned Tech, Your FPV. Shout outs to all the brands for keeping it real. And I'll see you in the next video. Ah.
That's not what I want to do though. Oh fuck. Props are still good, unbelievable. No, that was so good. Well, at least I went through the trees. Are you still going, mate? Are you still going? Are you still breathing? Oh, you're still breathing. Sorry, mate. Jesus. I do not know how... Look, no props are bent. These fucking props are... Oh no, that one's bent a little bit. That's amazing. Fair play.